In this episode of kubetuesday, I would like to show you how to work with Kubernetes manifests, but using not just cdk8s, which I showed in an earlier episode, but cdk8s plus. We go into the cdk8s documentation, cdk8s plus, and this has higher level abstractions for deploying Kubernetes applications. I'm going to go specifically into the cdk8s plus 3.3 here, and if there's newer versions when you check, great. But notice that we have Kubernetes kinds, resource types of objects listed here. We could choose cron job, config map, and so on. Here, I'm going to go and choose deployment to align with the prior examples I've given of not just doing a pod, but doing a deployment of pods. Very common app component that you might have. If you wanted to add in other components, such as services, service accounts, volumes, and so on, you could just go to these other parts of the documentation. But I'm going to go choose deployment right here. And then in the deployment documentation, there's an example right here. And notice that in the middle of this, this is much shorter because we've imported up here K plus from that cdk8s plus 3.3 in this case. And then we take that and then right here, run a deployment. So we don't have to specify as much of the metadata and the structure in this generic cdk8s fashion, cdk8s plus, because this is higher level abstraction, and we just really specify the container image. So we could have done Nginx or Alpine, some other custom image that you've built, but it's going to do node here. And then the rest of this is really boilerplate. This is what you get when you do the cdk8s init on the project. I've already done that, copied this example in from right here, and then pasted it into my main.ts. It's a little TypeScript file, just did a cdk8s init with TypeScript here, and then I copied and pasted in that example from the documentation. There'll be a link in the description of the video to that, and then I have this right in the middle. That's it. So again, change your image, add in your services, your service accounts, your other resource types there is whatever kind you want, new cdk8s plus or K plus as we called it in the import up here, and then .service, .service account, and so on. That's it, really, and then you just synthesize it. Well, let's go and synthesize it. So cdk8s, and then synth. So this goes and synthesizing the application, created that over here in our little distribution folder. So let's just take a look at that. And the deployment is just what I called it right here, right? I just left that, copy and paste it from that example in the cdk8s plus documentation. So whatever you call it there, that's going to be a part of your name in here. And then generated the YAML here. So this is what we get. So we give this just like one line. Okay, they put it on 3 lines here, but whatever you want to do. You give, here's what I want to create, a deployment using node, and then we get the Kubernetes manifest from that when we synthesize it. So it gives us a whole lot of additional details beyond what just the kubectl create deployment and then doing the dry run equal client and the output in YAML format, redirect it to a file, save it that way, and even the cdk8s without the cdk8s plus. Here, very simple to create a manifest, and then you just deploy it using your normal techniques. All right, so very easy command. We just go and do the cdk8s synth with cdk8s plus. All right, hope you enjoyed this episode of kubetuesday. Take care.